Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lindsay. If you're new here, welcome. This is my space where I do videos and things. So today, the video I have for you is not something I was planning on doing. I just didn't feel like talking about like hair stuff and other things. And I'll probably do that video at another time. It was on like vegan skincare and things, but I just didn't feel like carrying on camera today, so I couldn't. So my video for you today is on an INTJ answers questions, and I am an INTJ by the Myers-Briggs standard, and by so I did a self-assessment several months ago, and then I also was professionally typed by the folks at Objective Personality. If you've ever seen Dave Superpowers, his videos, Superpowers, on YouTube, he has a lot of great typology videos, and so I was typed by them professionally. I'm an INTJ via their system, which it consists of 512 personality types, and also by an INTJ by the Myers-Briggs system. So anyway, INTJ all the way. So if you want to get a little look into the brain of an INTJ, maybe there's one in your life, maybe you're one yourself, these are how we would answer some of these random questions. So that's what we're going for. Let's do it. All right, first question. Is it worse to fail at something or never attempt it in the first place? Okay, so considering that we fail at things constantly every single day, I don't think there's anything wrong with trying and failing. No matter how much you think you don't fail at something throughout the day, you definitely fail at something, and that's okay because that's part of learning and growing. And if you don't fail at things, you don't learn how to do them better. So I think it's very important to fail, because then you adjust your track for the next time you do it, and then you don't do that thing. So I say try and fail again and again, and then you get right. So it's great. Okay, how about this one? How much? Oh wait. Okay, let's try this one. How do you know your perceptions are real? You don't. And our reality is what we perceive. That is reality. And I think a lot of times we don't have an accurate read on the things that we think we see and the things that we think we understand. We just think, oh, this is how I took it in, and that must be true. But when you look at how the world sees you, or even just think about how you see other people and how other people see themselves, when you hear people talking about a situation, is it always really how that situation played out, or is it their take on that situation? And I think most people would agree that we all kind of have these different perceptions of what we think happened in reality. So today at work, I was editing this photo, and I have these computer glasses now that are like blue blocker, like UV computer glasses, and I wear them when I'm doing like my daily like work and stuff on the computer. And I hadn't been wearing them in the morning when I had started editing these photos, and then in the afternoon I was like, oh, I totally forgot my glasses, and I put them on, and I was working on this image. I was like, man, I cannot get these yellow tones to freaking get out of this image. Like, why? Like, there's something wrong with the computer. Like, my program's broken. Why is this section not working on this very expensive program that I'm supposed to be using to do this thing? And then I realized that I had my glasses on my head that have this like yellow lens on them, and that was the reason why that I could not get the image to get to be the right color, because I could not see it no matter how much I tried, because I literally had glass over my eyes that changed the way I saw everything. And I think that's how our perception can really be in a lot of ways. They're basically like these colored glasses that we're looking through, and we're just seeing everything through that lens. So sometimes you need to have the perspective of someone else looking at you, and looking at your situation to offer some advice of what's actually going on in reality. So that's important. Okay, to what extent do you shape your own destiny, and how much is down to fate? I don't really believe in fate. I believe that we do shape our own destinies through our actions and our decisions every single day. And is there some luck element? Definitely, because there's, things are happening constantly around us, and to us and we're interacting with the world. So of course something random could happen and like a bird could just fly and just like poop on you in the middle of the day and you were just like, I wasn't expecting that. Or your computer could break down or something like that and you're just like, I wasn't planning for that. Was that your fate? No, that's just what happened. I don't think that we're fated to those things. I think that, wait, what was the question? Oh yeah, we do shape our own destiny. Uh, the decisions we make every day, that all contributes to that. All right, that was a bad question or a bad answer. Let's see. Does nature shape our personalities more than nurture? So nature versus nurture. I tend to think it's about 50-50. I think we are programmed with a certain mindset, which a lot of that comes back to personality typing too. I think we are programmed with a certain mindset, but I think that how we grow up does affect how we act within that mindset that we are already given. And you know, those things happen like regard around how do your parents treat you, you know, how are your relationship with your siblings, you know, did someone pick on you growing up, like all that stuff, like that goes into the nurture aspect. And I think that that basically says, are you going to be unhealthy or healthy in the personality that you already had when you were born? So that's my thoughts on that. Okay, should people care more about doing the right thing or doing things right? Now, I have my answer that I think is the right answer, and then I have the one that I actually do. And so I tend to care more about doing things right. Um, but sometimes that's not always doing the right thing. And you can be correct in terms of a scenario, like I responded appropriately for whatever the scenario called for. Um, but sometimes doing the right thing means acting for someone or helping someone in a way that maybe the situation, like, that's not what benefits the situation, but that's what benefits the person. And that's something that we have to weigh internally. And for me, that's hard because sometimes I'm like, I know what the right thing is to do, but then I'll see this other situation or this other thing over here, and I'm like, well, I should probably respond to that because that's probably the better human thing to do. And I feel like a lot of people won't understand that mentality necessarily, because I've talked to people about it and they're like, no, I don't understand what you're saying. But I'm sure some of you out there understand that it's one thing to respond to a scenario, and there's another thing to respond out of a human response to something. And that's something we have to weigh in our own hearts to figure out for ourselves. Okay, what one piece of advice would you offer to a newborn infant? Well, considering that newborn infant could understand English and knew exactly what I was saying, I would tell them, don't waste 1 second of your life because YOLO, you only live once. And every single one of those seconds adds up into moments, and you could either be spending doing something spectacular or something that doesn't mean anything to you in the end. So use them wisely. Okay, what is the difference between living and being alive? All right, I see where you're going with this question, internet. I would say that living implies life. And I think for a lot of people, life implies happiness and fulfillment and joy. And being alive to me just um, illustrates surviving. So I think to truly be living, that we need to be living out our passions and be walking in those on a daily basis, have goals that are getting accomplished. Even just having dreams in the first place, I think, is a huge step to living, because there's a lot of people out there who have like, I have no idea what I want to do. And I think finding out what you are really passionate about is like step one in being alive. So, all right, I'm going to do two more questions because I feel like this is getting long. Okay. Um, How should people live their lives? Intentionally. That's my answer. If you're going to do this thing called life, have purpose in your steps and what you're doing, and have everything you do be feeding into a bigger reality that is present. Don't just take it one day at a time. And I mean, sometimes we have to take our bigger vision one day at a time, obviously, to make it successful. But don't just live your life saying, like, I don't know, like, what's going to happen. I don't know where I'm planning on going. I feel like I've seen people live that way, and it leads to a lot of disappointment because there is nothing ever, like, they're never choosing a direction to walk towards. They're just kind of like wiggling down this path of wherever they think they may want to go that day, and that may change from day to day. So without a direction, it is really hard to end up at a destination. All right, final question. Do aliens exist? Yes. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I will be back with some other content next week. And please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you guys want me to do more of these kind of videos, or just talk about functions and some of that stuff, let me know, because I'd be happy to, but I don't know how many people are really interested in it. So yeah, anyway, see ya. Am I answering these questions good, guys? Because I don't really know. Ow, my foot hurts. I'm sitting on it. Okay, it's better.